You're watching TVC Breakfast. The security situation in the northwestern part of the country is getting worse by the day. Despite several directives from the President Muhammadu Buhari to the military to crush and eliminate bandits terrorizing the region, the bandits are still on a rampage. Just recently, President Buhari declared that he is overwhelmed by the worsening insecurity in Northwest, calling on Nigerians to pray for the nation. The military, on its part, says it has routed out terrorists from the many forests in the region, and recent attacks being recorded are carried out by bandits fleeing heavy military onslaught. Just yesterday, more than 10 people were killed by bandits and many others injured in Zango Kataf local government area of Kaduna State. So let's talk about this a little bit. Joining me now to make sense of all of this is security consultant Dixon Osaji. Dixon, good morning. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Great. I wonder what you make of directives by the commander-in-chief. Go eliminate bandits or terrorists or kidnappers and all of that. Go finish them, round this off, and let us have peace. Yet we have this insecurity, killings every day, and because if you listen to the headlines across Nigerian newspapers on a daily basis, we still have these things. What do you make of all of this?
It's a terrible situation because sometimes we think directives will eliminate the series of insecurity in Nigeria. You know, for us to succeed, we need to start looking at putting strategies in place. It's not about giving orders because killing of terrorists does not, result to victory. That is not the end result of victory in terrorism studies. It's a state of peace. If you and I live in a state of peace, that tells you the military and the police are doing a better job. It doesn't matter the number of people they kill, because each day you kill maybe a terrorist, a new terrorist is being born. So that is not the end result in success, giving directives. We must also start looking at the political strategy because the directive the president gave the military is operational strategy. We have to look at the political strategy. We have to look at administrative strategy. We have to start looking at economic strategy. You understand? Because counter-terrorism is a two-way coin, enemy-centric and population-centric. Enemy-centric in the sense that the president has said, go and eliminate these guys. Enemy-centric is military's duty. Go after these terrorists, decimate them by day, decimate them by night, deny them sleep by day, deny them sleep by night. Because when we look at theory of victory, for example, you don't expect the military, to be having a kind of, I see this as a friendly match all this while, because the capability and capacity of the military is far beyond a state in which they will be having a long time struggle with this criminal element, because the end result of terrorism is not to have a long time fight, is to dust this fight, clean it up, like rightly said, they will all go back to rest. But with all honesty, the military are doing a fantastic job in the battlefield.
No, of course, one can't take it away from them.
No, you can't take it away from them.
The only dissatisfaction is that, in fact, Nigerians don't want, like you talk about strategy, Nigerians don't want to know what all of those strategies are. You do your thing, we've paid our taxes, go do your thing, we want to sleep and wake up in the morning. That's what Nigerians just want. And
Nigeria has to be patient too, the military. Because if you ask the military to just go and round these guys up, you need to start putting some factors in place, you understand? Because a borderless nation is a no nation. Most of these guys took the vulnerability of our national borders as their own opportunity, because your vulnerability is my opportunity, and my own opportunity is your vulnerability. So we need to start looking at vulnerability analysis of our national border, or vulnerability assessment of our national borders. What are the porosity? What are the loopholes of our national borders? These guys are taking those aspects to hit our military. For example, now, if the military is supposed to go to Zango Kataf now and decimate the criminal elements in Zango Kataf, they might take a different route to Zamfara State and go and take shelter in Zamfara State. Then after some few moments, when the military has gone back to the base, they will come out again and strike. Because most of these guys, their motivation comes from the media. Each time they strike, they get the publicity and they jubilate that, hey, our action has been mentioned in TVC.
In that case, is that suggestive that they shouldn't be reported when we have cases of people being killed killed and so on.
It's security. That's where security is systematic. Because if you start looking at the enemy's power, what motivates these terrorists, then you start putting in factors in place to mitigate these guys. For example, if the terrorists come and kill 10, 20 citizens or whatever the case may be, oh yes, the media must take that report and report to the public. But systematically, you don't just give out figure. You can let us know that a certain location has been attacked. But these guys, each time they get that information, I was you know, I speak Hausa. I was born and bred in the north. I was born in Maiduguri.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I was.
That's fine. I was also schooled in Maiduguri. Maiduguri. That's fine.
But you're not peaceful, you know. Maiduguri is a beautiful. It's a beautiful state.
Beautiful
fantastic
place.
Environment.
Amazing place. A lot of peace.
Oh yeah, we must start looking at those that are lying to Nigerians. Nigerian is achievable. Nigerian is. We need to bring back Nigeria because I was born and bred in the north. I joined the military while growing up in the north. And these guys are fantastic people, I must tell you the truth. But, you know, sometimes I begin to wonder, who lied to us? Who lied to us? Who told us that we can't live together? Who told us that the Muslim and the Christians can't live together? Who told us that the Igbo man, the Hausa man, and the Yoruba man cannot live together? That is a big fat lie. You know, we need to start looking at conflict entrepreneurs. These are the people that go into the society, pollute the mindset of the people, and make us, you know, come together, make us, you know, have a kind of a diversional behavior. So the military needs to also start looking at integrating the population-centric approach, in the sense that you cannot achieve counter-terrorism only by military might. Military might alone will never defeat terrorism. Okay, let's assume you want to apply military might, you know, sending in the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, and the Nigerian Navy to go and eliminate or decimate these people. There are some people that are still living in grudge. You understand? You need to start addressing the fundamental issues. What are the causative factors that brought us to this stage? How did it occur? Okay, 2009, Boko Haram sprang up through the death of Muhammad. And that period of time, the government were so quick to project the military, you know, you understand. So sometimes we must not think that the military power can, you know, take out terrorism. Take Afghanistan, for example. The United States invaded Afghanistan 20 years ago. It took the Taliban's 11 days to take back Afghanistan. What a big loss. What a loss of men, resources, and every other thing. So that tells you security is very systematic. You need to go into the root cause analysis.
All right. One would agree with you when it comes to the issue of effort that the Nigerian military and security agencies are putting into fighting terrorism. If you take a look at what's going on in the northeast, especially in Borno State, like you said, of course, the activities of Boko Haram comparatively have reduced drastically.
I agree.
Good. But in the northwest now, they seem to have taken another dimension on how things are going. Now, talk to us about the issue of ambush. The military is on their way to an operation somewhere, and then they are ambushed.
Okay.
A lot of people talk about the issue of the fifth columnist, you know, your enemies within and all of that. How challenging is that in the fight against terrorism? When
I joined the Nigerian Army 25 years ago, I served in 245 Reconnaissance Battalion. The essence of reconnaissance is to go and carry out a surveillance activity in the enemy's camp so that you don't fall under ambush. Each time the military fall under ambush, it's a failure on surveillance, it's a failure on intelligence. And that's why we need to start looking at counterintelligence and also having an effective intelligence network. If you don't have an effective intelligence network, you continuously fall prey to the enemy line, because ambush is the most dangerous part in the phases of war. We have the ambush, we have the attack, we have the withdrawal and other tactical approach in the battlefield. But ambush is the most dangerous aspect in a battlefield, because you never can tell. Maybe you are advancing, you are trying to advance in contact with the enemy, or you advance in contact with the enemy, and in the process you are being ambushed. The chances of survival is very slim.
It distorts the whole
the whole process.
I am not in the army, but the point that I have never been in the army, but the point there is
you can still be in the army. You know, you look very good.
No, I think I'm too old.
No, you're not too old.
But the point there is, if you have a plan, now those behind may be waiting for the advanced party to carry out whatever they're carrying out, so that others can follow, you know, complement what they're doing.
Oh, sure.
And the moment there's an ambush, it seems to have distorted the whole plan, because when they don't succeed, the others cannot move. You know, these things are just logical. The way I'm thinking about it. You know, so how do we handle that? Because these are very secret operation. If you're going to say, okay, we want to be able to take out those persons within the system that are giving out information, it's a very covert or secret operation. How do we succeed with that?
When you say take out the people, we say, what are you trying to talk about? Are you talking about the internal threats?
If we have enemies within.
Okay, I understand your question now.
Yeah,
I understand your question. You know, the last time I was here, I was talking about document security and electronic security, because sometimes it's so sad that you find vital information flying in the public space, and that is where the Nigerian military needs to start fetching out those indisciplined soldiers. The Nigerian police need to start fetching out those indisciplined police. The DSS needs to start fetching out those indisciplined DSS officials, because if a vital information is being found in the public space, that put the life of our soldiers at risk. For example, if I said, hey man, we are going to attack Ikorodu tomorrow morning by 6 a.m. and it's definitely just going to be a miss of communication. I either send a text message or a WhatsApp or a signal, because the old-time tradition of the military is signaling. You know, where you want to pass an information to a commanding officer, it goes through signal, not in this 21st century where you can pass it through WhatsApp or pass it through text messages or email. That is more detrimental to the survival of the military. But in the early days, you go through signal, and the signal officer picks this information, translates it into plain view, so that it will be very readable, because it comes in a code. And when it arrives in a code, so that if perhaps someone is trying to intercept that signal, he will not get the message. So that's why signal is very important. The military needs to, in this time around, they need to suspend WhatsApp communication or electronic communication. They need to go back to old-time tradition because of this series of insecurity we have in Nigeria. If we do that, if we do that, we'll be having, we'll be going on the path of victory. So, for example, if the military is supposed to go and attack Ikorodu, for example, and take out some enemy suspected position, and that information is being leaked to the enemy line, definitely ambush will be imminent. And that is where most times we found a lot of mole in the military, and the military needs to start fetching out this internal mole. What are the guys sabotaging the effort of our soldiers? Our soldiers are training so hard, but the problem is that they are dying cheap. You can't train a soldier so hard and allow him to die cheap. And that is where, when if you start looking at the mechanical factors in the battlefield, you start looking at the technological battle in the, aspect in the battlefield, you need to start looking at the liveware, because in the battlefield, 4 things are involved. That is what we call the Shell acronym. You know, we have the software, the hardware. You know, a battle takes place in an environment. You know, you can't say, if you and I want to have engaged in an environment, they will have the liveware. Now, most people believe that giving the military or the soldiers or the Nigerian security agents effective arms and ammunition will result to victory. That is a big fat lie, because you need to start looking at the liveware. The liveware is you and I. Where the liveware? And I must tell you the truth, the battle begins from the mind. If your mind is not prepared, defeat is imminent. If your mind is not prepared, you cannot attack the enemy. If your mind is not prepared, no matter. Have you seen somebody in an armor tank, for example, because I serve in a 245 reconnaissance battalion, have you seen someone in armor tank shaking, in an armor tank, still shaking? Why? Because the mind is not prepared. Now, how do you get the mind prepared? How do you get the soldier's mind prepared? You need to start looking at motivations. You need to start looking at how we, you know, praise and eulogize our fallen heroes. Because it's so sad that our soldiers are dying every day and we're not getting to know about that in the media space. Each soldier that died must be shown on national television. We all salute that soldiers. Thank you for dying for our fatherland. Not that a soldier died, you wrap him up in a basket or whatever the case may be, throw him up in the graveyard, give him 21 or 7 gun salute. That is not necessary. In the United States, if a soldier died in the battlefield, the military will try all they can to return this soldier back to home and give him a national burial. Even the president of the United States, I've seen him standing up, paying salute to a soldier who died in the battlefield. That is going to give a lot of motivations to our soldiers, and they will have that capability and capacity to start fighting. Because how much are you paying these guys in the battlefield? We talk about soldiers that died in ambush every month. What is their remuneration monthly? For me, I think their remuneration is very, very slim, and we need to start looking at investing in our soldiers. If we have a high-powered investment in our soldiers, their morale will be very high, they'll be highly motivated, they will go before the enemy. And I must tell you the truth, in the whole world, you can't find a country like Nigeria whose security agents are naturally motivated. There's one thing for you to be naturally motivated, and there's one thing for you to be manually motivated. By default, we are naturally motivated.
Explain that to us. How are you naturally motivated?
Naturally motivated is that, like when I joined the Nigerian Army 25 years ago, I was eager to fight for my country. And 1 year later, I found myself in the Bakassi Peninsula, because I have a Medal of Honor in the Bakassi Peninsula in the 90s while we were in the front line there. We want to go before the enemy of Nigeria. We want to bring them down. Even if the pay then was very, very slim. But we just believe that, hey, Nigeria is worth dying for. Nigeria is a beautiful country. Everybody, by default, here in Nigeria, even you are naturally motivated. That is just naturally here in Nigeria.
So it's something we should build on.
We should build on that naturalness, because if we build on it, somebody who is just naturally motivated, you don't need to start giving. Okay, just imagine now. A police officer, I would like to say, for example, a constable, I don't think it's any more than 70,000 naira, which is not even up to $200 in a month, for putting his life on the line. The highest money you should pay a soldier for putting his life on the line should not be 100,000. The least soldier should not even collect anything less than 500,000 naira because your life has been traded. Now, when you talk about those days when we have trade by barter, I bring my phone, you give me yam. Now, I am giving you my life as a soldier. What do you give me? You talk to me. I'm giving you my life as a soldier. You are the federal government. I gave my life to the nation. I put my life on the line. What do you think I expect? I need to live in a very good environment. Go to the police barrack opposite area F. If you put a British dog there, that dog will die between 7 days. A very dirty environment. Go to other military barrack, very dirty. Go to a Ikeja cantonment. And let me tell you this, for the past 5 years or so, our soldiers that are putting all their best are living in darkness in the cantonment for about 4 or 5 years. Each day you give them light for 3 days. And I asked my friend when I got to the barrack, why is there no light? They said the cantonment is owing NEPA a lot of money. Are you telling me that soldiers who put their life on the line, who die every day, some who come back from front line to come and take some breath, will not meet electricity? How much will it cost the Nigerian military to put in electricity in all our military facilities? I give you my life, you can't give me electricity. That is military witchcraft. That is wizardry. You can't do that. It's not acceptable because when I put my life on the line, give me electricity. Give me, send my children to school, which I know the military are doing. Give me good accommodation. Give me beautiful houses. We need to start eradicating most of this ill behavior.
Yeah, but the point there is, Dixon, of course, all that should be done for the military.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
No, of course, we agree. The Nigerian army and security agencies are doing marvelously things, well. Fantastic things.
Oh, sure, yeah.
However, the point there is, it is not just the security agencies.
Okay.
There are other people putting their lives on the line too.
Like you?
No, of course. We are the media. We report what happens. But think about the issue of the medical professionals.
Okay.
During the COVID period, they also went through. There were those, in fact, in Egypt, they call them white soldiers, who were there on the front lines.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to defend the people against COVID-19.
Oh, yeah.
So we have all of these people. Do you think the country has what it takes to take care of all of these people in the same way? Because there's justification to take care of the military for putting their lives on the line. Okay. There's justification for the doctors and medical professionals for putting their lives on the line too. Yeah. There are other people like that.
Yeah, you must also
even the media.
You must also try to differentiate. The difference between the medical doctor just talking and the soldiers, that a soldier's duty is that he knows his life is on the line.
It's either life or death.
Life or death. If you go to the battlefield, 2 things are involved. It's either you die or you survive. Not 3 things. You understand? Now, there are precautions you can take as a medical professional. Put on your hand glove, take care of yourself, put on your nose mask. Those are safety precautions. Now, you can't take precautions in flying bullets. Bullets flies around everywhere. But that does not mean that the government should not take care of these medical professionals. They are doing a fantastic job any day, anytime, anywhere. And that is why sometimes I feel so pain when I saw some of our medical professionals dusting up their certificate and trying to take a departure from Nigeria to go and have a lot of them.
Yeah,
so for me, we need to start looking at the Nigerian society. We need to start looking at societal attitudes and change, because our society has been messed up. Because if we don't have an effective government that will bring back Nigeria, definitely that is where crime continues to strive. Okay.
Well, we have to leave you here now. Dixon Osagie, a security consultant, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thank you.
Really
thank
interesting.
You very much. Thank you for all you do, guys.
And thank you also.
The media are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.